Hello, friend. I want to tell you about the Honda CR-V car. Nowadays, minivans are becoming a thing of the past, and car manufacturers are replacing them with almost equally practical SUVs. However, such models are still popular on the used car market. There are various concepts of a family car, and some are quite original. One of the most interesting is the one used in the Honda CR-V. However, the question arises, was it successful? Certainly, in the Honda CR-V, as well as in the competing Multipla, none of the passengers will travel as uncomfortable as, for example, in the Opel Zafira in the third row. This does not change the fact that the additional seats are intended mainly for children. As befits Honda, the cabin is modern and nicely designed. Placing the gear stick on the dashboard is the only way to operate the gearbox. Despite this, for driving comfort reasons, we still recommend the automatic. This is a concept taken from the Honda CR-V, from which much more has been taken. The entire floor pan comes from the SUV, although the CR-V was never offered with four-wheel drive. The suspension is durable, but difficult to repair. The multi-link rear suspension safely guides the car over bumps and bends, although you can't expect sporty experiences from it. On the other hand, comfort is high. You don't have to worry about servicing because the rear axle requires major repairs every few years. Unfortunately, then you have to spend a lot of money. In general, the availability of spare parts for the Honda CR-V outside of the authorized service center is not the best, not only for the suspension, but there is no tragedy either. Many consumables fit other models of the brand, including the Accord and CR-V. You should not treat this factor as a disadvantage of the model, especially since you can find a lot of used components and bits and pieces on the market. Petrol or diesel? The manufacturer offered 1.7-liter and 2.0-liter petrol engines, which were replaced in 2007 at the end of production by a new 1.8 VTEC engine. This is a newer unit from the R18 family, also used in the Civic. It generates 140 horsepower and is relatively economical, and its durability and reliability are beyond reproach. The 1.7D 17 series engine with 125 horsepower is also reliable, but it is simply too weak for this car. In addition, it is paired with a 5-speed gearbox. It is suitable for the city, but going on a trip with more passengers and luggage can be tiring. The largest engine, the 2.0K 20 series with 150 horsepower, comes to the rescue, which has the highest torque value, 35 nanometers more than 1.8, but in practice does not give more than its successor. In addition, the first symptoms of its premature wear have been visible for some time now. Users mention knocking bearings, and these are not isolated cases resulting from neglect. Therefore, if you choose the Honda CR-V, it is best to choose the 1.8 VTEC engine. However, this only applies to younger models from 2007. From older models, it is better to choose a slightly risky 2.0, which can always be replaced, a used engine, than to bother with a 1.7. An alternative to all petrol engines is the excellent 2.2 ICTDI turbodiesel. It is the most enjoyable to drive, the most economical, but the potential repair costs are definitely higher. If you prefer this type of power, this is one of the best engines in its class, but also one of the most expensive to repair. Another thing is that the dual mass flywheel, turbocharger, or injection system, with a little care, can easily withstand even twice as much mileage than in competing designs. So what to choose from the entire range of engines? In our opinion, petrol, preferably 1.8, will be a safer choice. Contrary to popular belief, you can drive on gas without any problems, except that the installation must be of good quality. The second condition is to take care of adjusting the valve clearances every 15 to 20 kilometers. Corrosion is the norm. It is well known that Hondas are not the best protected cars against corrosion, but unlike many other manufacturers with this problem, rust is not visible at first glance. It is hidden somewhere in closed profiles and under covers. As a result, you may buy a nice-looking car that simply falls apart after a few years. Fortunately, the short age of the CR-V allows you to have some confidence. On the other hand, Hondas corrode so much that it is often only the mechanic who informs about the terrible condition of the body, and more often the chassis. Another problem with the CR-V is the thin paintwork, which is not very resistant to scratches and can be easily damaged. Thank you for listening to me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and rate my video. If you know of any problems with this car that I haven't mentioned, be sure to write about them in the comments.